golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden. I'll follow only golden, golden things. Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things. Gold birds, gold string, gold words, gold anything, golden. I'll follow only golden, golden things. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden things.
Did that work? I need a bit of feedback. Actually, I don't need feedback. Hello, everyone. Welcome. How's it going? This is me and what? Princess Polly. Princess Polly on the radio. How's it going? How is everybody? Are you all good? Right. Okay. So things are a little bit different today because thanks, Doogie. Appreciate. Did what work? Okay, cool. I did what work. Like the absolute flaky house of cards I've got going on here. Yeah, there's a lot of points of failure. So hopefully we don't trip one today. So something really interesting happened this week in the news, particularly in the UK. So God bless our American friends. You guys may not have heard of this, but in the UK, it's quite big news because it's almost like a cultural tradition. Every half term, every sort of like February, every sort of October time, and in the summer to go to a theme park. It's kind of a big thing. We have theme parks up and down the country, but they are all run by one company called Merlin Entertainment. Now, Merlin Entertainment very recently have said that for this half term, so this particular February peak season, they are no longer going to allow autistic people, people with ADHD, and what they call people with anxiety to no longer qualify for what they call a ride access pass. Now, this is not a fast pass. This is not a queue skipping system. Just thought I'd throw that out there really early on because, hey, being on YouTube for a while does tell you, right? You do learn quite early on that people will jump on a word that you may have said that could be mildly ambiguous I tend to be reasonably accurate in my speech, but you know. Also, when you're kind of reporting on what Merlin Entertainment are saying, people with anxiety. Okay, well, I wish they wouldn't talk like that because it kind of like people with anxiety is very similar to saying, "Oh, people with a headache." You know, it's like, oh, humans can be anxious sometimes. What are you going to do? As we will get to, I'll show their statements. It's interesting. Anyway, so only if you have what they call difficulty standing or level access. So I guess that would be struggle with steps, I guess, or urgent toilet needs now qualify. I would say, depending on how urgent your toilet need is, I mean, roller coaster might not be the best fit for you, but you know you. So we're not going to go there because a theme park company is effectively deciding who counts as disabled. They've put down this artificial line, and we'll explore it a little bit on the stream. It's not the whole stream, but you know, it's the news. Right, I've just lost my chat. Okay, I've got my chat back. What do they call this? Fenrir Wolf, right? What do they call people with anxiety? Is it one of those silly ways to avoid using correct words to describe things? Do you know what? I'm gonna give them a bit of space on that, but yeah, you're in the right ballpark. It's definitely a something, but we'll get to it. Mike, thumbnail tonight, Aspie Dog. Is that a real headline recently? Yeah, well, there are multiple headlines. Tons of headlines. Oh, it's been bouncing off UK news recently. I suppose because it kind of feeds in, right? So it is from a journalism perspective, they're running it like it's a story, which it is a story, but it is part of a bigger story. It is part of this big, long-running plot device that runs over multiple seasons of the UK, which is that everybody's too disabled now, and we're going to get to it, which is the title of the stream. Patmos Revelator, anyone else getting lag? Let me put on my producer hat and go, no, everything's working fine. Sorry, if you're having problems with latency, because this is a very low latency stream. I run all of my live streams at ultra low latency. It can cause a little bit of latency, but it's very live. There isn't enough time to bleep out a swear word, put it that way. It's very quick. Works at Alton Towers for one long, boring summer. I'm having urgent toilet needs. Okay, all right, we'll get to it. Okay, no lag here. Oh, good. Let me just adjust my clothing. What is this? Polly's looking particularly beautiful. Is she? Oh, she's looking particularly annoying now. She's very lovely, but she's very fluffy. Stream sounding good. Thank you, Autism Addict. I actually appreciate the I don't want to say feedback, because feedback is that thing you get, which is not good. Also, did you read the latest British Medical Journal report on the ratio of men and women being practically zero? Yes, I did. I've done a skim read on it. If you want to hear more from me on that, I'll quite happily throw out maybe a YouTube short or something. But it's what we already know. I don't want to say that like it's kind of cognitive bias, but it's almost a tautology. It proves itself. It's like, well, the diagnosis rates between men and women were also boys and girls. It was very much a 4-to-1 split, and then it became a 3-to-1, and then it's like, well, who's missing? And there's this massive gender divide, which is slowly resolving itself as older undiagnosed autistic ladies pass away, and newer ones and the completely lost generation start to see themselves and start to obtain autism diagnoses. Sorry to put it like that, but that's effectively what's happening. Give it a few more decades, yeah. It's just autism is autism. It is not gender specific. But as we all know, girls are autistic. Really? Sarcasm. For those of you that struggle with sarcasm, why are you watching a British YouTube stream? No, we'll work on that. Anyone who struggles with sarcasm, we'll work on it. Okay, Brits in the chat, help me out here. So basically, yeah. So just quickly reprise them. So it was February the 2nd, actually. Merlin Entertainment, which runs Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, Chessington World of Adventures. They do Sea Life Centres. They do Madame Tussauds as well. I don't know that this particular drama is happening at all of the various properties that they own, but it is happening at Alton Towers, which is the big one. And they're saying that people with ADHD, autistic people and people with anxiety no longer qualify for their ride access pass scheme, which is not a fast pass. It's not a queue skipping system. People using the ride access pass as a disability accommodation wait as long as everyone else does. They just don't wait in the queue. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. In fact, actually, let's do it now. What is the RAP? So I had a little look at some of the headlines, particularly in the Daily Mail and in the Independent, in the Telegraph, and there is a bit of a theme there. There's a journalistic misunderstanding, which is that they're saying, why should people who are quote unquote higher functioning, why should people who can skip, who can stand up for a little bit, why should they be able to just skip queues and beat everyone else? And the reason why this new policy change is coming into place is because there's too many of us. There's too many disabled people wanting to use this RAP system. In fact, the actual chief executive has actually said as much, pitting disability groups against each other, saying that other disability groups have complained to say that there's too many ADHDers using the RAP system. Not that it would really matter, but again, we'll get to it. We'll read some of the articles in a moment. Actually, let's do it now. Let's have a little look. Rather than me telling you, why don't I just show you? That's much better. That's much more effective, isn't it? If I just show you what's going on. Right, okay, let's do that. So if I do this, if I click this button, okay, this is the BBC News. Depending on what it doesn't really matter. I don't want to get into BBC politics right now, but the BBC News is generally reasonably good at reporting things, less good at giving opinions on those things. It says, Alton Towers will not allow some people with conditions like autism, ADHD and anxiety to use their disability queuing system this February half term, which is peak time. Merlin Entertainment provides a ride access pass to help visitors to its theme parks who have a difficulty queuing. Oh, sorry, what? Sorry, my brain just farted then. Is that a sentence? Grammar nerds. Merlin Entertainment provides a ride access pass to help visitors to its theme parks who have difficulty queuing because of their disability or medical needs. They say that the number of people requesting the pass has been increasing, adding that disabled visitors have said that the system simply isn't working for them and that queue times for these guests have increased. A new restriction will apply at Chessington World of Adventures and Windsor Legoland as well, as part of a trial to reduce the number of people who get access to the pass. Neurodivergent people can become overwhelmed or distressed when surrounded by large numbers of people, which can bring on sensory overload or panic attacks. Up until now, I'd like to say some. I hate him. I don't like reporting like this because this is true. You could also say neurodivergent people can become horny and when surrounded by large numbers of people. I know it's a flippant statement, but it's true. It's much more helpful. Educate the BBC, I suppose. I'm not taking on the role of educator here. I'm not smarter than anyone else. I'm saying they should say some neurodivergent people can become. Do you know what I mean? Not every neurodivergent person needs to use a RAP or a disability accommodation. Not everyone needs all accommodations all of the time. It depends. Different people are different. I've got to say, I'm not thrilled by large numbers of people in close proximity or in their tiny little queue spaces. But yeah, we'll get to it. Up until now, people who have a difficulty with crowds have qualified for the ride access pass, but only those with difficulty standing, level access or urgent toilet needs will do so during the half-term trial. Others will have to queue as normal. Merlin says it offers support to people with difficulty with crowds through a range of reasonable adjustments. I guess this comes back to my last video, which was a little over a week ago now, talking about access to reasonable adjustments or accommodations. And I guess it sort of depends on your definition of reasonable, doesn't it? No one likes queuing. Henry Shelford, chief executive of the ADHD UK charity, said, "A group of people will be excluded because of this lack of accommodation. It's different from a child just not being happy about it because no one likes queuing," he said. When a kid has ADHD, their energy and their focus makes queuing just impossible. As an adult with ADHD, I can tell you there's a whole lot of stuff I haven't done because I can't face the queuing. This is true. This is absolutely the case. I think a lot of, it's true for a lot of hidden disabilities, but it's true just in general, actually, with life, is that you tend to kind of limit yourself because you go, fuck it, I can't do that. I'm not going to be able to face that. I can't, the barrier to entry is just too high. But this one appears to be an artificial one. But again, I'm trying to save my opinions for another day, or another hour anyway. I have a need to move all the time, and being penned in that way is very difficult for me as an adult, and it's near impossible for children and others. All visitors to Alton Towers can opt to purchase a fast track pass to skip the queues, but these start at an extra £35 or $1 billion. I think that's actually about $50 on top of the ticket price. The change follows an update by the disability access card provider Nimbus, which is recognised by many attractions and events. Nimbus, by the way, it's kind of like a less known Sunflowers kind of lanyard kind of scheme. You get a card. It's for all disabilities, basically, but they've kind of like created different icons depending on what kind of difficulties that you have that it might match with an accommodation. Nimbus has split its former standing and queuing card section into two separate symbols: difficulty standing, a physical need, and difficulty with crowds, often linked to neurodivergence or anxiety. During half term, Merlin says new eligibility for the ride access pass is being trialled. Those whose Nimbus card shows only the difficulty with crowds icon will be asked to visit guest services for personalised support instead. Your personalised support is a quiet room. the disability accommodation here is they have quiet sensory spaces, which is great. I'm certainly not going to complain about that. But one does not go to an expensive theme park to sit in a quiet room. I'm not, it's just okay. The approach should be reviewed after February before the theme park opens fully in March. Jonathan and Cheryl Wills contacted BBC Your Voice when they heard about the changes to the ride access pass for half term. They had tickets to go with their son Joshua, who is autistic, but they say there is no way he'll be able to join the main queues. It's a special place, Cheryl said. He has a special interest in roller coasters. He's going to be absolutely devastated if he can't go. He looks pretty young, to be fair. Okay. Alton Towers doesn't have that many roller coasters for young people. 5-year-old Joshua also has mobility issues, but after the changes to the Nimbus card scheme, his parents said that he'd only been allocated the difficulty with crowds icon on his card. Cheryl said that not being able to take her son to Alton Towers would be particularly difficult as he's not currently in nursery or school and otherwise struggles to leave the house. He's learning to be out and about in the world, she said. They don't understand how massive a problem this is causing to people like us. Rob Smith, Chief Operating Officer at Merlin Entertainment, said growing demand has led to issues for people using the passes, but recognised the suggested eligibility changes had, quote, raised concerns for some guests. Our commitment to supporting neurodiverse guests and those with mental health needs remains, he said. So it's like neurodivergence and mental health. Okay, look, there is some correlation there. Obviously, there's high rates of anxiety amongst autistic populations, for example, but autism is not a mental health issue. ADHD is not a mental illness either, but okay. We are listening carefully to this feedback and are committed to keeping this approach under review ahead of our main season openings in March. We remain deeply committed to creating inclusive experiences, they say, and ensuring all guests feel supported when visiting our attractions. Anger over Alton Towers changes to visitors who are autistic or have ADHD. People got really upset pretty quickly. People got pretty upset. Fran, I've been forced to buy the Nimbus Access card in the past to access carer support tickets, and I really objected to it. Really? So is it like you have to have had that Nimbus Access card in order to, as in like wherever you were going would only understand the Nimbus Access card, a bit like certain brands of like student card. You know what I mean? Like you have to have the correct type of card. You know what I mean? Just as in like pre-screening. I have been pre-approved for carers, this carer's credit card, something like that. Merlin Entertainment said it will not allow people with conditions such as autism, ADHD, and anxiety to use a disability queuing system this February half term due to increased demand. I'm going to give this a little scroll. It's the same kid again. Oh, poor kid. There's got to be autistic adult in here. Emma Camp, 38, from Wolverhampton, enjoys visits to Alton Towers and Thorpe Park, but gets anxiety in large crowds. I was devastated, she said, of the new eligibility criteria, which meant she would not be eligible for a ride access pass. I felt not included anymore, and I don't want to stop going to a place that I love going to, but I may have to. It definitely made me feel angry. Emma said one of the adjustments being offered to help people who struggled with crowds and queuing was to provide sensory rooms or quiet spaces. Those adjustments were of no use to her because it would mean leaving a ride queue to use them. Hannah, 45, from West Yorkshire, and her son Erin, 15, often book their holidays to stay near Alton Towers and spend a few days at the theme park. She said Erin, who's autistic, is a major theme park enthusiast. He loves roller coasters. He's a kind of sensory seeker for movement and motion, so the speed and dashing around of roller coasters is the most joyful thing in his life, she said. Ah. Hannah said Erin's, am I saying that right? Sensory difficulties meant he found queuing and crowded, noisy environment distressing. Without time and space to level himself following sensory overload, she said he would not be able to access rides. The rule changes had brought her a mixture of disappointment and anger. Customer feedback had indicated that the previous ride access pass system was no longer working as demand had grown. Blah, 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 corporate. Jamie Evans from Shrewsbury has been going to Alton Towers for more than 20 years with his brother Jason, who is autistic. We think it's discrimination. Blah, blah, blah. Merlin was supposed to be a place where you feel welcome and spend a great day. They're the ones who've won awards for their autism policies. Now they're completely, totally shattered that, said Jamie. I even got a ride tattoo on the side of my shoulder dedicated to the Smiler, and now hearing this, I feel like I want to get rid of it. Oh my God, that's awful. Oh, poor guy. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, so this article in The Independent was viewable. It's no longer viewable. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Right, let me go back to normal screen for a second. Right, normal screen. We're back. Hello, everyone. So basically, like, sorry, my brain is broken. My brain has broken. Bloody disability league tables, not a competition. Oh, well, indeed. Who's rich enough to go to Alton Towers? Well, indeed. Well, Alton Towers, they're now having to refund tickets. So they've now created a new sort of refund policy to allow neurodivergent guests to get their money back. Again, so this scheme is not about skipping queues. The way it actually works, if you have one of these passes and you go to join a queue, you show a staff member at the start of the queue, and what they do is they then write down the amount of time. So basically, for example, if it's a 45-minute queue, they write down 45 minutes, come back at 2:10 p.m. whatever. Off you go, maybe to sensory room, maybe to get some food or whatever. It is also something that they could possibly do for all of their guests, dare I say. Part of me being slightly cynical, but the reason why queues at theme parks are often quite oppressive, I dare say, quite intimidating, is to sell something called a fast pass, which they do from £35 or about $50-ish. As for the too many disabled thing, I guess it's the title of this live stream, which is not meant intentionally to be super contentious, but it is the logical statement that the CEO is making, which is we've got too many disabled people. What are we going to do? We've got too many people applying. Doesn't mean that they weren't disabled before. It also might mean that these are extra guests that are coming to the park that maybe didn't feel comfortable previously. I tend to only go to parks like this. The picture that you see of me on the thumbnail, that is actually me and my son, who's off the thumbnail. He's not shown. Actually on the Smiler at Alton Towers, that was off peak. Yeah, there's no way in hell I would go to the theme park at peak time. It's kind of like self-accommodating, if you will. Any word from the National Autistic Society? Yeah, the National Autistic Society have actually been to see them. They've done good, actually. That's a really good point. Here we go. Nope. That's a forum post. Hang on, give me a second. Sorry, give me a moment. This is live. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want National Autistic Society forums. Is anyone here on the National Autistic Society forums? Is it a... Right. Okay. They must have a news page. They do. Our decision to leave the social media platform X. No. Huh. One second. Okay, there is a discussion on their forum. I believe they have actually spoken to them. But I can't see any evidence of it. Maybe someone else can find it. Yeah. Okay, there is one more thing though. So Birmingham University is actually working with them. They have announced this month. Here, let me show you. So this month, university. So Drayton Manor is part of the Alton Towers group, I think. Is this part of Merlin, isn't it? I'm confident, but I'm not 100%. Hang on. Yeah, fine, go away. Not you. It's the cookies. Sorry. 1 second. News at Press and Media? No, I want you to tell me about who you are. Drayton Manor Resort? Park regulations. This is Merlin, isn't it? Is it? Why don't they say so? Who runs Drayton Manor Resort? Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Okay. Oh, it's independent. It's not Merlin. Huh. Okay. All right. Okay. So there is a theme park in the middle of the UK, which is actually doing a little bit of work with University of Birmingham. So this is the University of Birmingham website, and they are saying, I mean, I'm confused as to how this connects. Like the chance of this being what's the word? A coincidence, a coinkydink. It's suspicious. I don't know why they would launch something like this around the same time that Merlin are going, fuck you, autistic ADHDers. Do you know what I mean? And then suddenly this drops. On the same day, no less. It's like what's going on? Like, whatever. Anyway, all I'm saying is this happened at the same day. Okay. World First Research Project aims to improve the psychological and sensory experience of numerous guests at theme parks and attractions. Okay. I don't know who they are, but They're people? Okay. A groundbreaking new research partnership has been announced today, aiming to rewrite the rule book on how theme parks and visitor attractions are designed. In a world-first collaboration, the University of Birmingham themed attraction designers Catapult and Drayton Manor Resort are joining forces to decode neurodivergent guest experiences. For millions of families globally, a trip to a theme park is a rite of passage, but for the estimated 20% of the global population who are neurodivergent, including those with autism, ADHD, dyspraxia, and sensory processing differences, the unpredictable crowds and experiences can turn a magic moment into a stressful ordeal. Fair enough. Until now, accessibility in the industry has largely focused on physical mobility. This project, entitled Neuro-Inclusion Within Themed Attractions, shifts the focus to the psychological and sensory experience, conducting the first deep dive academic study into how neurodivergent people think, feel, and navigate in these high stimulation environments. The partnership has already appointed a PhD student in Hayley Green, who is neurodivergent and will be leading the 4-year research projects funded by Centre UB. She'll be supported by Dr. Kathy Manning, Professor Sophie Hadfield-Hill, and Professor Peter Craftle from the University of Birmingham. The research is about moving beyond anecdotal evidence to gather reliable data about what helps neurodivergent people enjoy themed attractions. Well. Does anyone have any ideas in the chat? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you have any ideas. Honestly, the ride access pass system sounds perfect. That is a great, a great thing. And could it be rolled out to everyone? Sure. We'll get to why not in a second. Actually, why? I guess, like they claim, right? So Merlin Entertainment is claiming that the system is being abused, right? But the system is working correctly. You have to have one of these Nimbus cards to access it. And there's no one is skipping queues. The queue times, which you could argue is also kind of a bit of a problem, right, with park capacity and so on. Like, they really should have more shit to do and more space. They should be bigger, right? They're quite successful. They don't need to have like 1 hour plus queues if they don't want to. They didn't run out of space. If anything, they are making space for selling more of their fast passes. Right? Like, so there are a couple of things here. One is that this is likely a form of indirect discrimination, which in the UK, something like a blanket policy that disproportionately harms, one group, right, is a possible violation of the Equality Act. So, saying to ADHDers, autistic people, those with anxiety, sensory rooms are down there, opposite the toilets, blah, blah, blah. Or here is a 50% off ticket for a carer or something. That doesn't actually eliminate the barrier. And it's quite possibly a violation. This is my opinion. This is not legal advice at all. It's just my opinion. Doing the internet. The idea is that you can't decide, oh, your disability is allowed, but yours isn't. So you need a wheelchair because you can't walk, but you need a wheelchair because you can't walk more than 5 meters. Oh, okay. Well, you can have the pass, but you can't. But that's not how this works. Disney, by the way, I think it was like 2 years ago, actually did the exact same thing. Disney did this. And oh man, I'm gonna have to Google this. But it was people with cancer, Parkinson's, cerebral palsy, PTSD. I think MS. I'm gonna have to Google it in a second. They all lost access. Like, and it just, hang on, let me just take this off the screen for a second. Sorry, I've got to be producer, and like, yeah, there's so many jobs to do here. My poor brain is executively dysfunctioning with the actual technical jobs of pressing all the different buttons. But Disney pulled this same trick a couple of years ago, And it's the reason I think it's daft is because it's like, okay, so we'll pull disability support because it was used too much by people with disabilities. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like you okay, it's like saying, okay, we have disability accommodations, but if too many disabled people use them, they're all fucking ruined for everyone. None of you can have them. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like it's like we have this thing. But if too many of you use it, you've been very naughty. ADHDers, you've been very naughty. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just okay. But fast track. Okay, so these disability passes are not fast track. They don't allow you to skip queues. It might look, by the way, the reason why I have found a lot of news articles that are wrong. They're saying that people with ADHD are skipping the queue and that sort of stuff. It's not the case at all. But the reason why it looks like that is because if you're queuing in the queue and you see somebody walk past you with a carer or with a piece of paper or his little pass or whatever, it looks for all the world like that fucker is skipping the queue. They haven't. They've just been waiting around the corner, right? That's what's happened. They've been waiting virtually, and it is the same way that the fast track system works too. So the fast track system is a virtual waiting device, effectively. It waits for you. It used to be a literal key fob. It used to be like an actual electronic pager almost, and it would wait for you effectively. So you would enter the system, you go down it's a queue. It's like first in, first out, first in, first out, first in, last out, last in, last out, first in, first out, first in, last in, last out. No, last. Oh my God, my brain is broken. Do you see how my brain is broken? I can't even explain a stack. There's no queue jumping. Okay. Oh my God. Regulation. Okay. The same system for FastPass and for RAP passes is the same. Those virtual queue slots are the same. So if you have more disabled people using the RAP, then you have less capacity for selling paid fast track passes. That's my point. That's all I was trying to say. That's all I was trying to say out loud. I'm really trying to say stuff out loud, and my brain is absolutely screwed. But if you have more disabled people using the disability accommodation at Alton Towers, in that respect, the way that they have designed their system, it is less capacity for them to sell fast passes. And honestly, that's all I think this is. This entire story is a bit of a nothing burger. It's capitalism doing capitalism things and fucking over disabled people. That's literally all this is. Now, they just need to code the system different. They just need to build it differently, rather than literally... I was just reading the chat. Now, they've timed this, obviously, at peak season, right? Which is their maximum revenue, right? So February half term is absolutely peak. Now, they only started calling this a trial. We'll also make this whole point. I actually researched this for a YouTube video. That YouTube video, I filmed it, and it was shit. I'm just letting you all know this. I actually filmed this. This is actually a YouTube video. I filmed it. But it was just terrible, so I've deleted it. That's why we're talking about it today. That's my accommodation. Okay. They only used the trial language. They only called it a trial after the backlash from disabled people and from neurodivergent people. That was it. Okay. It's become a trial retrospectively. I just want you all to know that. This was a permanent change, and now it's a trial. Just thought I'd just drop it. One more thing. And I'll tell you this one more thing. Okay. You know, there's nothing new in this world, right? There's always someone has already done it. Someone's already said it. It's almost like, why even bother being a YouTuber? Every video has been made before. Everything's been said. But here's the thing. Universal Studios in Orlando, they have what's called an AAP, and that covers any disability that prevents you or causes issues with conventional queuing, right? Right? And they've added seating to queues, which Merlin don't do. They want you to stand and suffer a little bit. It's part of the design. They have time slots. They have help me out. But they've done it better, right? My point is, it's been done. The solution is there. You can steal it from somewhere else. Like, the cheapest option is to just exclude disability groups, to just thin out the users of the RAP. That, I guarantee, is what the CEO has done. The CEO has gone, fucking hell, why aren't we selling enough fast passes? We're not selling enough fast passes. The fast pass is a solution to a problem that they created. The queues and the whole queuing system is designed to be a pain in the fucking ass. It's designed to be painful so that you will go and spend more money. You'll go to the guest services and just hand over $50 so you can have 4 rides without your legs falling off. That's the issue, right? And it's like, well, we need to sell more of them. And it's like, well, we can't, because we've got all these disabled people chilling now. They need to feel the pain so they can spend more money. That's what this is about, okay? It's literally a follow the money issue. There's a few things here that sting a little bit. People talk about ADHD tax. They talk about obviously things like disability payments and things are there to kind of like address the balance a little bit, right? When life is more expensive to go through, it means a little bit of support goes a really long way. And this is nothing to do with queue management, by the way, which actually is kind of interesting. It's nothing to do with like who's disabled enough. It's entirely down to profit. It's just bonkers. Like, if they could just give a cardboard cutout, if you could like take a cardboard cutout and that can queue for you and just sort of move along the queue, that wouldn't even please them. It has to be you. You have to physically suffer through it. Or spend the money. That's what they want. They want disabled people to spend more money. And if I don't want to say stimulation. Even saying the word stimulation sounds a little bit weird. I've been there before with my Balesa video. I don't need to cover it again. But like, if all of that, you know, overstimulation, if crowds, right? If that kind of makes your brain catch fire, you have just as much of a right, I say a right, as anyone else, right? To ride the Smiler or the Nemesis or any of those other rides. And I mean, my heart goes out to parents, particularly with disabled kids, or, you know, particularly non-adults, right? Because they have to go at peak times. They are forced into this system. It's not going to be me. If I go to Alton Towers, it is going to be literally on the quietest day that they have at the quietest times. That's when the thumbnail picture was taken. It was the queue was like 3 minutes. Like, it was funny. But that's not everyone can go then because of the way that, you know, school half terms are effectively. And careful, Mike, they'll be charging us to use sunflower lanyards at the airport. Do you know, like, I suppose if I had a story, which, I don't know, we come up with stories to explain ourselves, don't we, and our outlook of the world and stuff. And in this particular respect, it's kind of been either shutting myself off from things or accommodating myself. But yeah, this absolutely excludes huge swathes of people. Huge swathes of people. One in 5, right? That's not just autism, ADHD, anxiety, blah, 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 blah. 1 in 5. It's 20%. I need a few seconds. We'll do this as a quick little tea break because my voice is going. It'll be a 2-minute tea break. I'm going to go and boil the kettle and put a fresh tea in my mug. Suggest you do the same. We'll come back. We'll wrap up on this and we'll talk about something else. See you soon. 2 minutes. Obviously, if you have YouTube Premium, then you're not seeing ads right now. So let me just put my screen on. Here it is. There we go.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
Right, yeah, cool. Thanks. Click another button. Okay. Hi, Polly. Polly is up now. So, what do we all think of my pseudo Alton Towers video? I don't know. There is a petition. If you feel strongly, if you're in the UK, it's worth possibly dropping your name on a petition. Just add a bit more voice. Add a bit more noise, sound, volume. They know as well. It's not like they don't know. They know exactly what they're doing. They know that it's going to exclude a bunch of people. They just don't give a shit. Basically, in a nutshell. Speaking of theme parks, the UK is getting a Universal Studios. A Universal Studios is being built. So that will be interesting. There'll be a bit of competition. It's possible jealous people do actually need accommodations, not getting them, and nowhere near the bottom of the pile. Oh, gosh. The bottom of the pile of undiagnosed neurodoing. Yeah, unrecognized, unidentified. Yeah. We're not. There's entire generations that are missed. They don't seem as equal to feel that these accommodations an unfair advantage. Yeah. So there's a few themes here. There's the oppression Olympics stuff, which is like, well, you see the other groups over there. They don't like you having that. They don't like you having that. I don't believe that's the case, by the way. I think that's a bastardized opinion. I don't think that's relevant at all. I don't believe that it's plausible that someone with any sense would go, well, you know, they used to say with people over here, no one gives a shit. No one's looking at other people and going, you know what I mean? Like when they're at the theme park, if they're using an accommodation that someone else is also using, oh my God, like bloody hell. If I were in a quiet space or a sensory room or whatever, I'm not going to be like, oh, look at these other people. No one's taking away from you using an accommodation. Most accommodations are like so like mild, you know? They're so not really a thing. And in order to get one of these passes, by the way, you have to apply for it weeks in advance. You can't just rock up and get one. You have to apply for them several weeks in advance. It's, you know, it's not like it's not like something that they can, you know, that can be abused. But let's say for the sake of argument that every single person uses them. Every able-bodied neurotypical that you could possibly imagine is using this virtual queuing system. It would be a problem for them because they wouldn't sell so many fast passes. I mean, for people that really want to go on a lot of rides, you need a fast pass because even with a virtual queue, you're only doing like 4 or 5 in a day. So it's like, what's the issue? The issue is they want to sell more. It's just about, we want to make a bit more money. Because for some reason they need more money. They're not massively profitable as it is. Yeah, you can wait around the corner, you spoil bastard. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, no, it's... Sabre is here. Yeah, he's literally floppity flopped right here. How are you, Sabes? Why are you ignoring me? Why are you looking that way? Why are you ignoring me? Sabes. Sabes. He's actually ignoring me. He's actually... He's being very rude. Sabes. No, his ears are pinned back. You know that thing that cats do? Where they just sort of look away, but they're actually listening to you. The cats will give you the silent treatment, but the ears will look like an owl's head. But obviously the cat's head don't spin 360, but you know what I mean. Cats do that. Yeah, they do indeed, because he's a cat. How is loveliness defined? Well, if you're here, you're amazing. If you happen to be here, basically. The answer is always that the billionaire needs another billion. Yeah. Yeah. You just tire him out, Mike? Oh, no. Hey. Okay, I got one of the two. What are you doing? Hey! Ferrets. Okay. Alright, got cat things to do. Oscar. Oh, here she is. See, look! Look! Am I undeserving of a boop? I did not even get a boop. Boop me, goddammit. Okay, it's like, yeah, what have I done to upset you? Why are you giving me the silent treatment? Miss Tosca's like, no. No. Every other cat will do the boop. The auto boop. Psst, psst. Oh, she can't hear me, can she? Yeah? Sabes, why are you grumpy today? What's going on? Grumpy. Hormonal. Oh, thank you, Sabes. Yeah, see, Sabes gave me a kiss. That was good. All right. This feels like if everybody decides to draw the money from the bank at the same time, you notice the flaw in the system. Yes. I'm in the doghouse. Well, I mean, she is basically a dog. Look, Dottie! Hey, Helen and Wendy, do your hydrates make the same noise, right? Just so miserable. Just so angry. Angry. Why? So rude. Swearing and shit. So rude. Don't be nice now. Don't want to hear it. Rude. Yeah. She's watching from there now. She's on my stool. I have a stool that I sit on when I film. She's on that. And she's growling. What's going on? DEI. We don't really talk about DEI in the UK. DEI is kind of, it's almost like an Americanism. It's a weird term because it's like, how do you label just equality? Like, it's a weird one. Our 3 graphical, yeah. But Helen, it's going to be Salem, isn't it? Like Salem and Melina, they've got the same dad. And no, I haven't managed to catch Hydra's boyfriend yet. It's still on the cards. As soon as I catch Hydra's boyfriend, to be fair, there's no point now. I don't even know if he's around anymore. But he was coming across, like, going across. I got to within about 5 or 6 feet of him. And I know we shouldn't say this, and I don't criticize anyone. Like, I'm not that guy. But Hydra's boyfriend is kind of ugly. Like for cats. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to get cancelled now. No, he's kind of like the weirdest looking cat you've ever seen. I can't even describe him. He's basically a Minecraft cat. His head is a strange shape and his body is a strange shape. And I'm not body shaming cats. I guess I am body shaming cats. Not intentionally. I'm just trying to be like, Hydra, why did you choose him? What do you see in him? But for some reason, is Hydra's boyfriend like Grebo? No. I've got a photograph. Helen Araski, what's DEI? See, exactly. This is because you're not American. So we have DEI is diversity, equality, and inclusion. But it's become a phrase like saying woke, which in the US means different things to different people. And it's become a bizarre identity politics thing. When actually, what the fuck is wrong with diversity, equality, and inclusion? Equity is it? Is equity not equality? See, that's how much I know. What the fuck am I doing stuff on the internet for? I ain't got a clue. I don't know what it is. Growling happens when Salem's doing nothing laps around the house, grumbling like Dottie did. Just happens to do my cuddles. Yeah. So Dottie is she's lovely and super affectionate, and she'll come and like cuddle with you and lie down on you and all that sort of stuff. But Dottie, will not want cuddles, like, and will make those noises and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's really strange. Maurice walks around with his fox. He said, keep that fox now. Because of these beautiful... I'll make a video and I'll explain these lovely things at some point. I know I did I know I did briefly. But like... Yeah, that one's Dotty. There's dot. There we go. Isn't that cool? Love that one. If Yaze is watching, your opalite bead and your sticker, it's going to be June before I can post them out. That's the Isle of Man for you, our post office. There you go. It's the fox. So cute. Yeah. Our post office can't keep up with Trump's demands. Basically, that's the issue. We're a tiny little island. and Trump goes changing shit, and it's like, we're not ready yet. So I have like there's tea and tail stuff to post out. There's like prize draws from the Discord and from live streams to post out. There's so much stuff to post out, and nothing can go. Yeah, nothing can go till June. Yeah, you can. I've been chasing them. I have literally every month been on their back about this. It's the Isle of Man post office. We're a small island, and I shit you not. The funniest thing is, I email the post office, and I'm emailing the CEO of the post office, right? And I'm getting emails back from his PA, dictated emails. Now, let me quickly explain something. That is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. We are a tiny little island. We're basically like a village in the sea. And the head of the post office has got somebody that writes his emails. There's somebody who's has to write his email. It's just the funniest thing. It's like we have our own government here. Which means we have a full set of fucking politicians and another set in the upper house as well, because obviously we've got the equivalent of the House of Lords or the Senate, right? we have a lot of fucking politicians. Everyone's a politician. Not only that, we have like over 20 different local authorities. 80,000 people, guys. There's more local authorities than like, what the fuck? What's going on? Each local authority obviously has an entire group of like local councillors. It's one of the funniest things. Maybe he needs an email writing assistant as an accessibility aid. Possibly, Archduke, possibly. It just makes me I just find it funny when you get someone who's like, you know, head of an organization, and then they have to have somebody like write their emails for them, and the organization that they're head of is just. So anyway, Mike, is it possible you're in a very pretty prison? Yeah. Basically, yeah, in a nutshell, the Isle of Man is a very pretty prison. Effectively, it's very beautiful. Like I say, there's hardly anyone here. Oh, that's funny. It's no different, really. Yeah, as Haichika just points out, that, you know, it's true for all of us, really, and many of us. Oh, I'm crying now. Miss Megan Beckett. DEI is a diversity, equity, not equality, okay? Got it. Equity and inclusion initiatives usually meant to attract employees or students from previously excluded groups of people, like women or people who aren't white. Perfect. There you go. Perfect. Trump will probably ask to buy the Isle of Man from the UK government next. I hope so, Jansen. I hope so. I think it will be... I think that would be awesome. That would be funny. It would be... Put us on the map. Put us on the map. Imagine that. Did you bump into David Icke much? No? Never. I've got nothing to do... David Icke? What the fuck? No. I would have nothing to do with him. And he's not around, is he? He's not local on the Isle of Man, is he? David Icke? He's not. I'm sure I would know. I'm sure I would know if he was. Yeah. Who's the deal or no deal guy? Noel Edmonds. Noel Edmonds is local now. Do you want to be on the map? No. You know, it's a good laugh. You need tissues to recover. Yeah. Trump may start with Scotland first or Ireland. You wouldn't be able to find the other man on the map. Honestly, Ashley, he struggles with finding Greenland on a map. Referring to it as Iceland multiple times. And and there's the wars he stopped. No, Noel lives pretty close. Noel's down the road effectively. I mean, it's just an island. My brain is absolutely broken. Do any of you get that feeling where you're like, because I feel like yesterday I did a live stream with Sam from Yo Sam de Sam. Literally, that was yesterday. Right? Like, it was yesterday, wasn't it? Like, according to YouTube, it was a week ago. That live stream was awesome. Thanks. It was a lot of fun. I feel like I captured Sam for like 2 hours longer than she expected to stay. That went on for a while. Definitely, it was just day before yesterday. Yeah. So basically Wednesday mornings I have off, and I don't know what happened, but effectively like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday came round. I don't even know what I did on those days. I can't even tell you. I can't even remember them. I thought you were on a channel yesterday too and I missed it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make anyone jump. I'm just... I missed a YouTube upload, which means YouTube's going to hate me now for a while, you know. So it's like, but it's one of those weird ones where it's like, you just... Like, what happened? Stuff happened, but I can't even recall it. Do you want to know what's also really weird? Is I tend to like write stuff down, and I don't think I've written anything down. Hang on, I have to do this because I can't show most of this. Yeah, the last time I wrote in here was was Friday the 30th of January. So. I don't know what's going on. Whoever's had my days, could I have them back, please? Trouble with the stream. It keeps getting stuck on 70 minutes behind. Sorry, that's an issue on your end, I'm afraid. But don't feel bad. This is an ultra low latency stream, meaning that the time now. I can give you the time right now, and then you can compare it on your device. Okay, the time now is exactly for me. Oh, okay, I'll give it for you as well. It's 39 minutes past the hour and 15 seconds. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 seconds past. There you go. You'll probably find, if you have a little look at your time, there'll be like a 2-second delay, I think. Miss Pat, I'm okay. Hello, Gemma. Oh yeah, a 4-day weekend. Oh my goodness, Ashley had a 4-day weekend. I hope you had rest. I hope you had rest time. Dear diary. I don't. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's a behavior. Not like, you know what I mean? Sometimes they'll delay packets. YouTube seems to wait instead of drop. Yeah, this is true. This happens more when you have ultra low latency streams. If I build some latency into the stream, so the standard latency is about 10 seconds-ish. That's most robust. In fact, closed captioning is not possible How's the eye? Well, I have a scary hospital appointment soon. With that injected dye. Do you know the one? You know what I'm talking about? Where you have like momentarily I shall not be a vegan. It's like shellfish or something. Some horrible dye that turns your piss green, I think, or purple or something, or yellow. I'll be pissing a rainbow, and apparently my skin will change color in the veins. It's injected. It's a systemic thing. So inject it into your veins. It makes you want to piss. It feels. Apparently, it feels like you're pissing yourself. Yeah, contrast. Yeah. Apparently, it makes you feel like you're pissing yourself. I say it's possible. I'm usually stressed. Yeah, I mean, I just learn to live with it. I'm like, oh, this is my life now. I also takes me a while to process stuff too. So I don't do well. I don't interact with most doctors that well, because I don't. Okay. I'm going to leave it there, but there may or may not be some content related to medical advocacy. I have notes. In fact, I've actually recorded some of my appointments. So there's a whole heap of issues related to that and so on. But yeah, we'll see. There might be something there. Almost certainly Patreon. I could possibly even talk about it on Patreon. Oh, you have your thank you very much, by the way. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm just not used to this at all. I'm really not used to it. I've had very little to do with hospitals. It's not really been part of my experience, really. It's given me a lot of empathy, additional empathy. It's given me a lot of additional empathy for people who have stuff going on. Most of the time I've been in hospitals, it's been for other people. In fact, that's nearly exclusively been the case. I've been to I don't know, I must have been to A&E like 20 times plus in the last 10 years, easily. Oh, one of them was for me when I smacked my head the other day, like a year ago, sorry, the other day. A year ago when I smashed my head on a rock. That was actually more dangerous than it sounds, because it was actually in the sea. And yeah, that was glued back. I didn't realize glue was a thing. It really is a thing. It smells like the sort of cyanoacrylate glue you use to just glue model airplanes together. it's that glue. Yeah, I've had a lot since having the 3 kids. Yeah, it's a thing. Autism addicts, take care. Thank you for being here. Yeah, this is true. Right. Sorry, I'm just checking stream health. Polly, I think your fluff is making me itch. Polly is like one of those caterpillars that shed all of their like caterpillar fibers. That's what she is. She's basically if you ever wanted to like what's that hobby where people make like yarn out of cat hair, cat fur? You know, what is that? Crafting people, help me. You can like make things out of cat fur. She is your ideal cat. First of all, her fur is white, so you can dye it if you want to. But like, it is literally, she just sheds all the time. She's born fluffy, but like, it's just needle felting. Yeah, felting. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Felting, yeah. She's a professional caterpillar. She's a semi-professional caterpillar. She's a good girl. Popo. She can't hear me. She's deaf. She's deaf. She's completely deaf. My friend needle felts with a cat shed fur. You could needle felt with Polly. You would never run out. She is an infinite supply of felt. She is an infinite supply of felt. Just that all she does. She food goes in, and felt and poo come out. Why are you here, Polly? Oh yeah, because you're deaf, and you'd be deaded in a lot of places, wouldn't you? Yeah, because you're deaded. She loves. Right, we'll do a 2-minute break, and then after that 2-minute break, if you want, you can watch me hoover the cat. Do you want to watch me hoover the cat? How does she react to vibration? Okay, how Polly reacts to vibration it's not going to be 2 minutes. It isn't going to be 2 minutes. It's going to be 1 minute. So actually, don't even go anywhere. I'll just it's going to be 1 minute. Okay. It's going to be 1 minute. Sorry, Sabes. Sabes is gone. Right, here we go. Okay. Polly. Dyson. Polly. So Sabre went. Pretty much all the cats went as soon as they heard this turn on. You know, right? Polly. Okay. Polly, do you want to move so that you're better on the camera? We're going to have to go to maximum mode. We're going to go to level 3 now. Are you ready for level 3? Polly? Are you ready for level 3? Oh, she went. She didn't like level 3. She normally loves level 3. She loves level 3. She loves the For those of you who want to know what this is, oh, by the way, I should say, max power, that's the max level, is the Dyson, it's the Dyson V11. Yeah. So just, level 3 today, she was not down for level 3 today. But you get the point. Okay, she'll come back. I should have given her some biscuits. She normally eats biscuits while getting vacuumed. Oh, that's Emma. Emma is still here. Emma hates the vacuum. She must have been asleep. Yeah. The bristles, spinning bristles. Yeah. She loves those. Yeah, she loves it. I'm sorry she wasn't hanging around for that. I thought that would have been an amazing YouTube clip at some point. Hey, Emma. Emma has to figure out how to get around without going near the vacuum. She's having a stretch. I don't think Emma's realised. You right, Emma? Emma? Yeah. I think Emma hasn't realised. But yeah, anyway, that's Polly, everyone. Princess Polly of Fluffybutt Castle. I can recommend that vacuum, by the way. It was refurb. It was a refurb from the Dyson website, and it replaced an old. Obviously, we mostly have the floor robots, but it's great. It's really good, and it's replaceable parts, so you can. It's easy to maintain. We need you for emotional support. Who are you talking to? Put the bristle attachment on the main vac without the tube bit. More control for vacuum cats. Yeah, I just thought it'd be funnier to have the thing on because that's normally how she gets vacuumed. So like normally, okay, not sponsored. Does have a problem. Is it light? The older ones are lighter, but this bit here is not comfortable to hold. And it puts a lot of strain on your wrist, I would say. It's pretty good, but there is quite a bit of wrist pressure if you use it for too long. Refurb, I love it, but it does put pressure on your wrist, so it can be uncomfortable to use if you use it for more than like 5-10 minutes, in my opinion. But and they've got newer ones, haven't they? I mean, this is quite old now, but. This is the sweet spot for spending money and getting a cordless vacuum, by the way. Dyson V11, not sponsored. Get a refurb one of these. That's where the sweet spot is. The back part's battery is heavy, yeah. And it does last a decent time. And it's quite, you know, I like it. I think it's quite useful. But... yeah, Polly. And just like I say, it's cleared out the other cats. It's like an inverse Catmageddon. Oh my god. You know, like a normal Catmageddon, all of the cats arrive except for Polly. And then if I turn the vacuum on, all of the cats go except for Polly. It's literally an inverse Catmageddon. I shit you not. I didn't know vacuuming cats was a thing. It's not a thing. But like, I've never seen it before. Vacuuming cats is very much not a thing. Do not recommend vacuuming cats. Just Polly. This is today, by the way. Right. So, you know, Polly's just been sitting there. Yeah. This is a fresh, clean fleece. Look. That is Polly from like just now. That is Polly. That's like an hour of just Polly sitting there. She just shed this. It's constant. Could you imagine a whole day? There's like 4 times that. Oh, it's a V11. Polly cow again. Yeah. "11 minutes till a Met is due." What's a Met? cat's glitter. Now your fleece is fleecier. Yeah, well, do you know what? I quite like clothes that hide poly fur. I love poly, okay? I couldn't imagine life without poly, but life without poly, I'll probably wear more like dark colored clothing. This top is camouflaged because you can't see poly fur on it. You can see other cat fur on it, but you can't see poly fur on it. And poly literally is equivalent to 20 cats. Do you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like poly camouflage. So she's so good at shedding. She is. It's her superpower. It was -10 yesterday. It's now 50. I'm taking you for a walk. Miss Pat, I'm jealous. I want to go for a walk too. Maybe we'll do some walking streams at some point. The only problem is the cellular connectivity on the island's really bad. And I can carry a Starlink with me, but it's, you know, I don't want to. So, yeah. But we'll go out and about when the weather improves a little bit. You're giving -10 in Fahrenheit, right? What's that in my units? I know it must be cold because Fahrenheit is like, you know, 100's hot and like 0. Do you know what I mean? Fahrenheit is better for like weather, getting an idea of like the intricacies of weather temp. But I still can't do the conversion. Oh shit, -12 degrees Celsius. That's really cold. That's really cold. Yeah, look after yourself and don't fall. Try not to read the chat is my advice, Miss Pat. Marcy Dragon says, sounds lovely. Glad we're with you. See, there you go. That's safety. I'll read it for you. My cat shed that much constantly. Didn't realize back then it's not the same for all cats. Right? Like, I can imagine. Yeah. So if all you had to go on was poly, you'd think it was just horrific, which it is. Literally, she is responsible for most of the contents of like the vacuum. She just sheds like nothing I've ever seen. Speaking of which, at some point I do want to. I don't even know what, you know, what S&P, what SNP to look, you know, that would be looked for. There's no like studies into this. In fact, the whole sort of like cat genomes and like, I mean, it has been sequenced, but it's like cat genome has been sequenced, but there's just nothing more, right? I want to know what's responsible for that fluff. Sorry, I'm late. What is this, kitty? What is this? What is this? Is this a court hearing? What's going on? I've been cat sitting with one cat and I'm covered in flu. Oh, it must be a Polly's cousin. You've been cat sitting for Polly's cousin. So the question, so the thing is, if I dare give you a bit of advice, it's not to sit on the cat. Doing so will leave fluff on your ass. Polly's shedding love wherever she goes. There's probably, yeah. I tell myself that, but if you get Polly fluff in your tea, it's not pleasant. Goodness gracious me. Need tea, yes. Tea is a clinical requirement. Sorry, my brain is broken. I'm literally like just brain dead right now. And yeah, effective it is, you know, presently diminished capacity. I feel like I need my battery replaced rather than charged, you know. I just need it replaced. There's got a lot going on in the minute. Yeah, stuff I can't even tell you guys about. Let me think. How do I YouTube this? You seem like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you, Bar. There's no sorry and there's no late. You should definitely not be feeling any negative emotion. Any time-based negative emotion per tardiness. I think the only apology that could or ever should be made would be me. If I'm late, then that has impacted people. Like, I'm not saying like there's no impact. I'm like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Not sorry, I'm time zone. Better. I'll take it. Yes, I'll take it. I like that. On the other hand, not sorry is very similar to good. So you could just say good time zone. Medical stress is very depleting. Last year it was my mum. Now it's me, sort of thing. Not saying any malpractice has gone on. It's just, oh my god. 2025 is just the worst ever. And that's not to say regarding YouTube or regarding what you guys have seen from me during the year or anything like that. It's just personal life stuff. 2025 was just yeah, you know. Time-based negative like to I hate the feeling. I know what you mean. I hate being late to stuff. I can't stand it. Like, how are you guys with that? Like, how are you just getting on with lives without me? Well, Kitty, you want to watch the start of the stream? The first 60 minutes was on was on topic, as it were. This is just hanging out now because I've run out of things that I've planned. My intention was to do a video, right? Like, I don't think I'll play this for you. Here's a YouTube short that no one's seen. This is a YouTube short that no one's seen, and it's about the Alton Tower stuff, but I just thought it was shit, so I just never posted it. Most of my videos are just shit, and they never even get edited, you know. To be fair, that's better than going through all the time of editing and stuff. But yeah, most of the time I film a video, it just doesn't go anywhere. Illness trauma from growing up with an undiagnosed autistic dad. Holy shit, that's relatable. What a sentence. I feel like that sentence has been said by people before in different words. Yeah, I hate being late to stuff, and yeah. If I can't be like sure about timings and stuff, I'll just not go. Helen, you're far too kind. If there is a positive to take away from it, because I feel like everything needs a Mr. Rogers lesson, or an action G.I. Joe. We had Action Force. Yeah, G.I. Joe lesson. Then it's got to be this, which is that, you know, from behind my eyes, I can see, like, I just like, I keep going, do you know what would be really good if I just made just the things, you know, like a musician would, you know, you make your music and you put it out and you just disappear the rest of the time. Whereas by doing like Tuesday live streams and the Discord and that sort of stuff, things are a bit more, I hate the word authentic because it's become to mean not AI. But things are quite authentic on this channel with respect to my content. But sometimes I'm just like, oh. You can put them on for the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, the problem is if I put something up that I think is shit, then then YouTube learns I'm putting up shit and it doesn't show it to anyone. And the weird thing is I have a different attitude when it comes to posting videos on Patreon, because on Patreon I don't give a shit about the YouTube algorithm. I'm making content to share with you, like people. I'm sorry to say, I'm not saying, oh, you're not people if you're not, but like YouTube is very cruel. And, you know, it is quite competitive with respect to click-through rates and watch time and that sort of stuff. So if it doesn't meet those requirements, it can't go on YouTube because no one will see it. Because what will happen is people will click it and go, ugh, and they'll click something else or whatever. But YouTube will just get the signals that it's shit and then they just no one watch it. And then they'll just bin it. That's really annoying. So for example, when I made the sex talk video. I very rarely try and do education on my channel because I think to do education, it implies that as an educator, you're smarter, and I'm not. It's not like that. It's, but when you put together something that I think, oh, this is kind of educational, and I'm just throwing together tons of stuff from my own experience, and tons of stuff from other people's experience, etc., and a bit of science and whatever, and it becomes a big cake. You chuck that up on YouTube, and YouTube hates it because it's big and it's large and it's weird. And so YouTube tanks it, and that sucks because it's like, that's actually kind of, there's good value in there. I think it's actually really useful. I think it's not zero waffle and quite high signal. But then you can also do something that's like super high waffle, no signal at all, just vacuous crap, and it does really well on YouTube. And I know how to make vacuous crap. and I'm not saying I'm better than it. There'll occasionally be some vacuous crap. I'll try not to, okay? No more than 1 in every 10 videos will be vacuous crap. But YouTube loves vacuous crap. Slash general audience likes a lot of vacuous crap. And I'm not comfortable with, I don't think it fits me naturally. But anyway, all I was saying was, if there is a lesson to be taken away from it, it's just be yourself. Like, just be yourself. In anything you do. And, to hell with cringe, because at some point when we were all kids, we all learn like apathy being a good, where's my watch red? Apathy being this cool idea. This cool vibe. It's good to be apathetic and mean. And then the flip side to that is cringe. So, fuck that. I love that videos are non-vacuous. Thank you. I love that you're here, and thank you very much, Harmony/Contented Grower, for your support and kind encouragement, and for being here and being part of the furniture, so to speak. Yeah, I just go onto deep dives and get really interested in stuff. I don't want to spoil the video I'm working on, actually. Only because I think it's interesting. But YouTube's going to hate it. So all I'm trying to say is like, it's weird. It's just strange. I know what I'm saying is not that relatable in some respects. The YouTube side of things is not that relatable, but YouTube kind of has to exist, and it kind of has to do its thing and whatever in the background, but it's not that critical. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would just do a channel somewhere else. It's really that straightforward. But it's I'm not going anywhere. This is not a downtrodden conversation. It's just the next video is kind of, it's not depressing. Helen, I appreciate it more than you can possibly imagine. I don't I don't think I can send you a cat. But yeah, no, it's not about that. It's not like hype for cats, but like, thank you so much. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. But this is not a goodbye. I just sound like this today. It's not a melancholy. This is not ending conversation. This is not a melancholy, a downtrodden thing. I'm trying to put it. There is a positive spin here. All I'm saying is my next video is kind of potentially depressing, but it isn't. It's actually very positive. And it's not clickbait. But it involves some like, yeah. Thank you, Katenzi Crow. Quinn's great. Quinn recently put a video out about shit. What's going on with my comprehension? Don't challenge me on what's Quinn's video. I can't remember, but I did watch it. Quinn and I will often say, actually, it's not just Quinn and I. I think all of the autism YouTubers are in this area, which is like, don't feel like you have to watch all of the videos. It's not. Do you know what I mean? Masculinity, yes, the whole toxic masculinity thing, but it wasn't about toxic masculinity. But yes, thank you, Katenzi Girl. I appreciate that. That's really good. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, that's exactly what he was talking about. Just think, 30 years ago, being YouTube wasn't professional even a word. True. My kid's desperate to set up a YouTube channel for her core interests. I need to learn how this works for creating content. I'm used to Instagram. Perhaps be patient if you. Nice. I hope it goes really well. I hope she gets on with it. I'm a bit the opposite, which is that I don't really get Instagram. Like I genuinely don't. If you please look at my Instagram, you'll see what I mean. It's so disorganized and random. There's no like beautiful continuous theme to it or anything. There's no aesthetic. My Instagram has no aesthetic at all. I will post some stuff on there at some point. I'm not even sure what to do, but I can tell you this. If I can give anyone any advice on doing anything, which is to not get too distracted. If you have an Instagram account, that's what you want to do, then do it. Try to do something and don't get distracted. I get a bit like a dog with a bone at times. So I'm probably the other way and probably need to be distracted a little bit. So you go and put the kettle on or go for a walk or something. But Blind Boy, that's the podcaster, isn't it? Yeah, toxic masculinity. Where to start? I think it's such a nebulous term, but we all seem to understand what it means. They've got the Andrew Tates of the world. I'm sort of doubly despising this. This is really irritating. Obviously, my son was in high school when Andrew Tate was at peak, right? And I really resented the fact that Andrew Tate was kind of shoehorned into many of our conversations. That was really fucking annoying for me. Very frustrating. My son wasn't a fan, but he was, not flirting with it. It's hard to explain, but like all the boys at school were all sort of like, becoming like mini Andrew Tates or whatever. And Like it became like this big thing. Like even like schools were sending letters home to parents, and I'm like, holy shit, how much of this is going on around the fucking country right now? Why is it? What? Obscene person making obscene statements on the internet for attention. And now I'm having to deal with some of the consequences of that as a parent. What the actual fuck? Really, really frustrating. Is the stream still good? I have to check. Sorry, everyone. I think the stream just had a little blip. Apparently there was no blip, but there was a blip on the chat. Huh. Weird. Every morning, panicky rush full of anxiety. Yes. Welcome to school. I mean, it's quite rational, actually. 8 AM, blissfully unaware of who Tate is. Sounds like I didn't miss much. Yeah. Mike, was it like an adolescence TV show? I don't know what you mean. Still good. Cool. Yeah, the chat went like... The chat just suddenly stopped for me and stuff, and I went to refresh, and YouTube had no complaints. It's giving me suggestions. Technical suggestions, but yeah, okay. Cool. Oh, yeah, in school, yes. Schools now in the UK, or at least they did for a while. There was a period of time where schools were having to attend to the Andrew Tate stuff. And by stuff, I mean effectively misogyny. Popularized misogyny. And it blows my fucking mind because, like, I have a lot of problems with school system. But here's the thing, right? They have a limited amount of time. And they're putting resources into anti-Andrew Tate effectively. And it's like, what the fuck is the point? What is going on? Why are we... Adolescence was an interesting watch, actually. I watched it for the fact it was shot in one shot. Like each episode is just one continuous shot, which is as wild as it sounds. They used the DJI Ronin 4D, and they literally they had teams so the camera would fly through a window and there'd be a team hiding and crouching, a separate camera crew outside the window crouching down to pick up the camera to keep it moving. Yeah, so from a technical perspective, I watched Adolescence and I thought it was amazing. And then the scene would move as there'd be like a car journey. But the car would obviously be rigged for a camera. So obviously they're filming and then the camera gets attached to the rig and then the car drives off to a new location. Do you know the whole thing? One shot was especially good where they literally took the camera and attached it to a drone, big drone. And then that sort of... it was amazing. The camera movements were spectacular. Sorry, if any of you want to watch an incredibly depressing story, it's a Netflix series. It's very depressing. But I can tell you why it necessarily won't ruin all of your spoons. If you watch it purely for how are they doing this? Because even some of the cast were also camera operators. So they'd have teachers in a school, and even a teacher would move from teaching to holding the cat to so clever. If you just watch it as in it is the most incredible stuff. Also, the young boy actor was incredible as well. He's got a massive career ahead of him. Incredible career. Anyone who liked adolescence, as in like actual adolescence, not the show. Yeah, maybe they're probably in high school and encountered the real world. I don't know. I think life kicks everyone in the arse at some point. Obviously, adolescence is a lot of formative years. It's a crazy thing. I've had significantly more trauma in my adult life than I ever had in my adolescence. Yet, the gross impact is much higher from stuff that happened way back when. Right? Isn't that interesting? It's true for all of us. It'd be true for you guys too. It's such an important time. The crown thing. Oh, it's YouTube gamifying engagement. If you want it to shoot up, if you want to take the top space, then do a super chat, because that gets you most. Yeah, it's fine. You don't need to. There's no pressure, right? It's like it's YouTube gamifying interactions with live stream. If I'm perfectly honest with you guys, this channel doesn't need more interaction. Interaction is not the weak point of Autistic AF, the YouTube channel. Okay, there's no like a typical live stream will have somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 messages in the chat. There's no we don't need to gamify this, but it's not an option. I can't turn it off. It just is. Tate is a T-A-T-E, as in the museum, Tate Museum. Not Andrew Tate, that Tate. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. Scientist and climate change expert. Oh my god. Oh, he must hate this. He must hate the whole Andrew Tate stuff. He must hate the whole Andrew Tate stuff that happened. Do you imagine having the name Andrew Tate? To be a quote unquote successful quote unquote influencer, that is not how I see myself, by the way. Well, you have to make shocking statements on the internet, and you know, I think the thing with Andrew Tate is he makes a lot of quite obscene statements, and the other thing is he does seem to have culturally a very large fan base of adolescent boys. What the? Yeah. This is about half the talk I do every week. It's about 95% of mine, Nikki. Maybe even 99%. Yeah, it's true. The rest, yeah. Google takes 30%. Don't give them ideas. Yeah, they do. They do 30%. I've been influenced into seeing a time zone, so you're an influencer. Do you know what? That didn't even come from me. That came from that just came out of the community. That's just organic. He's a convicted human trafficker. Yeah, he's a pretty bad person. That's fair to say. Yeah, maybe there'll be a bit more content on incels. I'm slightly intrigued as to how many may or may not be autistic. I'm not saying there is a connection or a correlation. There might be a correlation. I don't know. I have no idea. It's not a just asking questions fallacy. I'm not trying to make a point. I just wonder what might make someone susceptible to Andrew Tate's ideology on the internet. You know? 100% of my Kiss and Patreon support goes to you, right, Mike? Pretty much. 92%. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Without Patreon, I wouldn't be here. Well, I would be here. I just would be very infrequent. Yeah, Patreon makes a huge, I can't even tell you. Huge difference. Actually, Patreon was started by a really interesting chap. He 90 what? Oh, 90 like 92%. Excuse me. I'm trying to follow the chat. Hi, Chinooka. What was your first comment? Sorry, I've also got Emma here. Emma, don't. Emma. Sing the song of your people. Okay. Noted. Yeah, 92 is pretty good. You can't even get that now. Like, but yeah, no, the support gets spent straight on the channel. Patreon is essential for covering all the costs. Like, it couldn't be done otherwise. Otherwise, I'd be like, just, I guess, a hobbyist YouTuber. So, that ABA documentary, you're all responsible for that. Wouldn't that happen otherwise? I've got Emma fluff on my face now. Yeah. I want to see what Chinooka said as a possible explanation, but I can't see it in the chat. I have to scroll, and the chat's tiny, and my vision is not the best at the minute. I like resolution rather than large print. So it's tiny. Okay, it's lost, I think. Men aren't very pleasant generally. Huh? Are we not? Are those very three sisters avoid people that plague? Yeah, well, that's relatable. Yeah. The Andrew Tate stuff. I was just shocked that internet edgelord becomes a school assembly multiple times. It's kind of shocking, right? It's like there's other bad shit on the internet influencing young boys. Why would you? But yeah, it was necessary because that is all that the boys would kind of talk about in school. Like that was the subject of conversation. They were just constantly going around saying things about hitting people or what color is your Bugatti or whatever the other catchphrases were. They would just constantly be repeating them, and it was really tiresome. If teachers are kind of moaning about the 6-7 thing right now, they've got they don't know they were born. Unless they were there during the Andrew Tate years. The Andrew Tate years were difficult. Tough years to be a nice person named Andy. Oh, there are nice Andys, of course there are. We had prevent training at work recently, and a lot of it was about incels and right-wing extremism. Thoroughly depressing. Yeah. They're real. Pardalote. I actually have my own accessibility tools for YouTube. So, as an example, I have a little monitor over here, and that little monitor actually gives me big. It uses I use Comic Sans. Okay, all right, right. It's Comic Sans, and I can see the last 4 or 5 chats, and they're quite big. I can scroll it too, but not too far. And yeah. But yeah, absolutely. The YouTube app needs better accessibility tools built in. But you can hack it, but it's not. Yeah. I mean, a lot of very hateful, closed-minded, insecure incels. Yeah, I get people emailing me from that group. I think of the Venn diagram of that group and Dr. K fans as being a stack of pancakes, and it's usually about the Dr. K stuff, and just horrible stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of dark, a lot of darkness out there. No shit, there is. Oh, there is. There's a lot. I'm just like, what the actual fuck? Holy crap. I'm glad we don't share a house. Polly's on the shelves. Oh, Polly! Oh, she can't hear, can she? Down. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, there's so much darkness and stuff in a lot of people's. I'm an atheist. I'm going to say souls. It's just there is a lot of darkness in people's souls out there. A lot of the time that's kind of directed at people that they can see or access or whatever. So, I don't blame creators that don't want to check their emails, or I don't blame creators that don't do DMs or whatever. I get it. I really do. And most large YouTube channels, people, there's usually some unrelated person reading comments, if they read them at all. You know what I mean? It's so rare that large YouTubers will read a comment or whatever. Even reply to one. It's usually teams. I kind of get it. It kind of breaks my heart a little bit. It's kind of ideological, I guess, which is, there's so much stuff we could be working on that's either happy and entertaining or fulfilling, or just moving humanity on a little bit. And it's like, but we have to spend time with our heads in the mud. The Dr. K stuff never seems to die. And I've done my bit. It's like, dude, like, don't do, what are you doing, dude? Apparently the problem with Dr. K is the research team. They have a team, about half a dozen people doing all of the work and stuff behind the channel, doing all the writing and shit. I don't buy that. I'm sorry. If someone else, if one of you did all the research for one of my YouTube videos or whatever, and there were any like claims in there, let's say, I don't want to say autism and tantrums and shit, but as an example, how about hand flapping as being low functioning? How about one of you wrote that hand flapping is low functioning or something? I want to. Whenever I make a claim, I want to know, is it true or not? And if it's not like true / false, easy, then I want to know, like, how true is it? How false is it? I want to know, is this more true than not? Is this general? Is this some people? Is it so fucking small that what's the point talking about it? Is it wasting people's time? I want to know, how true is it? And then I want to know, how do we know? Is it bullshit? Is this published by Harvard, for example? Is it literally Harvard or Princeton University Press? Is it like that level of bullshit? What level of bullshit is this? how do we know? Can we talk about it? Can we share our own personal ideas? Can I just say, hey, look, this is my hot take. I feel this way. Can we just talk about it from like a, hey, I'm a human being and I feel like this? Because my God, I've got thoughts. I'm a human being. I'm an adult. I've lived on the planet for quite a long time. I've got ideas. I've got thoughts. I have experiences. I'm quite happy to talk about it. Or do we just go, hand flapping is low functioning and high functioning is, you know, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on in your brain, man? Yeah, and in fact, the reason why Dr. K has upset me and pissed me off so much, partly, is because after collaborating together and working together a bit, right, he goes and posts another video and describes autistic people as having brains made like a house built out of the wrong stuff. Like a house built out of, I forget what example he used. I'm going to just say sponge as an example. He didn't say sponge, but I'm saying sponge. But he was like, you know, an autistic brain, you know, neurotypical brain is a house made out of like wood and masonry and stone and blah, 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 and plaster and blah. But an autistic brain, it's about the same, but it's made out of like bullshit paper and feces. And honest to God, I'm like, have you learned nothing? And I'm not doing the cancel thing and being all fucking, I'm just being like, what your analogy is full of shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't give a fuck that you went to Harvard University. I didn't, but my God, I don't think anyone should go to Harvard anymore after seeing that level of alumni veracity. I think that's a bad place to go. You're better off going to Trump University. Why are we doing this? Yeah. So I'm not hating on him, and I'm sure he does a lot of good. Most of the time people go, oh, he's saved my life, he's changed my life is better because of him, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm glad you like it. I like listening to Taylor Swift music and sometimes Linkin Park, and I quite like Metallica as well. I don't give a shit. Like, how is that relevant? How is that relevant to anything? Zero connectivity. I'm glad he helped you out. But he probably didn't help you out. He probably doesn't know who you are. You're projecting onto him. He's just a guy on your phone screen or your TV screen or a tablet screen or whatever. And you fixed yourself by watching his videos. They helped. They were a soundtrack. He did not fix you. Yeah, content creator is all of it. Yeah, all of it. That's all Dr. K stuff. And I believe we're only talking about it because we're talking about incels. And yeah, well, and we were talking about that because we were talking about Andrew Tate, and we were talking about Andrew Tate because we were talking about, I can't remember how we got there. I'm making zero claims about, like, also a lot of people seem to think that I'm here to hate on him, hate on Dr. K or whatever, and I'm certainly not. I thought Dr. K's wife was lovely and smart and receptive and understanding and challenging and clear-headed. I can say positive things. And she runs the channel. She's the boss. But yeah, holy crap, come on. Like, autistic people are not like brains that are just badly made or something. For example, we can't even currently, for example, right? You can't go and, oh, I don't watch any of his videos. Kitty in the Garden. I don't watch his videos at all. I literally, there's just, I've got no words. You can't say You can't say at all. The autistic brains are just blah, 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 because there is no brain scan for autism. You cannot have an MRI scan and they go, that's an autistic brain. There is no blood test. There are sort of kind of biomarkers for human traits and different characteristics and blah, 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 blah. Yes. and sometimes autistic people can have extreme presentations of different characteristics. Yes. But we can't jump from any of this and go, therefore autistic brains are... Because colloquially we say our brains are wired differently, and that is kind of true, but that isn't literally true. As far as we know now. Might be true in the future. That's all. Like, we can't jump from like... We all understand what we mean by when we talk about our brains wired a different way. We get that, all right? There's a lot of understanding there, and it is... We do have different neurology, but it's not like having a neurotypical brain that's just fucked up and built with the wrong shit. Can't say that. And as I said, there's no... Oh, and by the way, these studies have been done. I mean, holy shit, there's so many of them. If anything, actually, possibly one of the more interesting stories in autism research is how there's so much and so little output. There's so little anything to hang your hat on. There's nothing you can really say clearly. There's so much autism research. There's shit going on all the time. There's so much. But it's all like... Brits would say beating around the bush, but I don't actually understand where that saying comes from or what it even means. It's like... What's the... Yeah. There's no blood test, there's no clinic, there's no GP that can go, oh, you have autism, take 30 milligrams of broccoli daily, 4 times a day. Part of the issue as well is that an awful lot of the research is about intellectual disabilities. If it's come out of the US and it's been in the last from the 1990 to like to date, it's like intellectual disabilities, which must really suck. By the way, if you are intellectual disability AF on YouTube, Parallel Universe. The upside down, whatever. I'm not trying to say it's upside down. I'm putting no value judgment on it. I'm just trying to say, like, if you are me, but doing ID stuff, you must be equally irritated that everything you know is being conflated with autism. It must be really fucking annoying for you. Even MenCap in the UK, they're a great... MenCap in the UK, they're a great charity. Dan P, you should be able to volume up. Oh, you can't hear me. Yeah, I think you can. Can you? Error messages in your comments. Refresh your app. Just whatever it is. However you're watching. I've never seen an error message in it on a chat before. You can't send messages anymore? You just have. What's going on? YouTube gets to go fine. That's fine. I'm just looking for like no F in the comments. So when you said that, it's fine. You don't need to delete your comment. It's okay. I'm just on a little scroll. And what will tend to happen if there is an issue is people will be like, no F, no F. I would say though, that there is definitely YouTube is being a bit glitchy tonight. / for me it's tonight. Because the comments were like not loading. and then boom, then the load. There are some issues. YouTube is experiencing some issues. They may not know it yet, but they are. Maybe it's something I said. Nah, it should be nothing you've said. No, not at all. I don't have the moderation interface up right now. I think Yannika's in the chat. But yeah, this should be nothing. Oh yeah, it won't be specific to me. This is more or less as vanilla as it comes, chat-wise. What you do need to do on your chat interface, though, is select where it says top chat and change it to all chat. Oh, Moonlight, what's the error? Sorry, this has turned into a bit of an unentertaining technical support thing, but this is the only way to see what's going on YouTube and to learn in real time. It has to be done like this. Can't be done any other way. Screenshot the error there, Moonlight. I'm interested. Yeah, as for YouTube, yeah, YouTube, the error, try again. Ugh, okay. It's not helpful, is it? Error, try again in a minute. I'm entirely entertained. Amber Hawk, but you're a techie, like, so you'd get something out of the real time kind of QA going on here right now. But yeah, YouTube chat stuff is weird. They hold a lot of comments for approval, and have been increasingly doing so over time. So if you notice that your comment doesn't immediately appear, a lot of the time it's because a moderator, sometimes me, sometimes Yannicka, maybe even Nina. She sits there in the background showing comments. Your comments are just hidden, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing about your comments that mean that they should be hidden. They can even just be like, hello, how is everyone? You know, sometimes that'll be hidden, and it's like, what's going on? This just appears to be a YouTube bug. Don't feel bad about it. The other thing is, if you write like invalid argument. All right, okay. YouTube has definitely got some errors tonight. Did you use more characters than allowed? Is a long comment. There are a lot of characters. I think you get 255. I think. Maybe 500 characters. You can get quite a lot. Don't think I'll read it if you send a big thing. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that that's sort of failing, but yeah. YouTube is a very big platform, and they don't seem to test stuff very well. Something breaks with YouTube really often. Sometimes it's even like YouTube uploads just stop working. So you upload a video to YouTube and you think you've uploaded a video to YouTube, but no, you haven't. and then what will happen is 12 hours later, right? There'll be like a service status post. And it'll be like, all right, cool. Thanks for letting me know I wasn't going nuts. Thanks for not gaslighting me. But I knew this was a problem. And there are actually YouTube forums on YouTube. You can find them. There's like YouTube forums on YouTube. And it's just people complaining. So, but like no one will know unless you are there. So some of you remember a few weeks ago on the Discord after party, we noticed that there was a problem. We noticed that Americans couldn't watch a screen share. They couldn't see like my camera. They couldn't see a screen share. They couldn't see anything like that. But it was just people in America, unless you VPN'd to the UK. And like, we're figuring this out like live during the after party. And it's like, well, hang on a second. I go to Discord service status page. And it's like, oh, there was a problem, but we fixed it. And it's like, no, you haven't. It's still an issue. Yeah. So sometimes stuff just doesn't. They're updating the algorithm massively. You reckon? You reckon? Would they change it a lot in one go? I don't know. I personally, I don't want them to change a thing. Leave everything alone. I don't like a lot of the stuff that they do. At the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, it's like video share platform. They should keep to the basics, get the basics. Just almost go back 10 years. If YouTube went back 10 years, that'd be great. That works too. Just YouTube, like a few ads, not too many, be fine. Just it used to be on YouTube, you could even do reply videos. Like you could even like do a video as a reply to people. Club Penguin. I don't remember Club Penguin, but I know of it. Change can be optional, toggle in. Yeah, do you know what would be really good as well, Kieran? If they had like a roadmap and they just said, right, over the next 12 months, this is the sort of shit we're doing. I watch everything from YouTube. So the YouTube CEO, there's a new one now, which never bodes well. But like anything that they sort of suggest, I read everything, all of it, because it's like, oh, and I'm there trying to guess what they might be doing. So YouTube are putting a lot more focus on TV. They recently came out and said that they made $60 billion US last year, which is more than Netflix's $45 billion US. So YouTube wants to be like a streaming platform, as in like TV. Okay. I don't know what that means for us. But apparently TV is what they want. Oh, and shorts. They want more shorts. More YouTube shorts. I have made 2-hour videos before. But yeah, YouTube shorts, I don't know. I'm not that kind of a person. I think shorts are for like influencers, right? For people doing like skits and shit. I feel like I'm boring. I used to do skits, but I did them in my long form videos. I did some green screen kind of skits in a lot of my earlier content. It was a lot of work though. But that was part of like a normal long form video. Ironic because TV isn't built on short form content. Yeah, exactly. But if you go onto your YouTube app on a TV, you'll see a lot of short form content, won't you? I think that's weird. If I log into the YouTube app on my TV, it pushes shorts at me and it's like, this is weird. It doesn't work. Yeah. You got big black bars down the side, you know, like a portrait video in the middle. And then obviously you've got like the tiny little description, the tiny little channel name and stuff. You know, it doesn't, the user experience isn't great. Shorts are just YouTube trying to compete with TikTok. Yeah, this is true. That is true. Yeah, that is exactly what that is. Shorts will not help a channel. Well, I tell you what, lives don't help the channel. People unsubscribe during lives. My subscriber count goes down during my live streams, not up. Pretty much exclusively. If some of you want to know the Sam stream, the Sam stream was actually positive for the first few days. It was sitting on like +2, I think. It's now at 0. And within the next few days, it will probably be -1 or -2 or something, which is good. -2 is fine. -2 is a good score. I'll take that. I don't stream because I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel. If you look at other YouTube channels in this niche, you won't see a lot of live streams. Live streams are very energy intensive and they don't generally, present company accepted, you guys like them, but most people are indifferent or don't. The net effect is negative. So yeah. Interesting, right? Interesting. Is this boring? Live streams go to Discord. That's probably true. I have noticed, like, it's gotten to the point where I start an after party and then we sort of wait a few minutes because new people might join. And then if they do, they'll need a little intro. Like, just like a little like, hey, this is where shit is. because some people have never used Discord. So some people are downloading Discord during these live streams. So yeah, you're 100% right, Scott. But I think that's probably an extension of the community. When I say the community, I mean the Autistic Cats community. And outside, if you subbed during a live stream, you are so counterculture, I can't even. If I look on YouTube, it'll be like, if I just look at my old live streams, it'll be like -10, just like people go, I hate lives, unsubscribe. But I never hear, no one ever tells me why they hate it. And if somebody did, I'd appreciate it. But I get it. So some people don't like them, but I get annoyed and starting to quit live streams and no one even knows it upset me. But you like live streams because you've been in this one for a decent amount of time. So like, if you don't like live streams, the sort of person that doesn't like lives will click it and then go unsubscribe, right? That set of people there's nothing wrong with them. Well, I don't know that, but like, could be political. It's not the political streams that do that, really. I don't think it is. It can be anything. It can be kittens. It can be autism. It can be something about like. I'll need to check the Barbie one. See if the Barbie one was particularly bad or not. But like, even if you go to like the outer onion layers, sort of beyond the a gravitational pull of the channel, I suppose. Even out there, even the autists in the black of space, which are like. Even the people in the black of the vacuum, the cold vacuum of space, those autists out there, they kind of benefit from the overarching kind of community of YouTube channels, really, the autism YouTube, if you will. Because like you cannot like me. That's all right. It's fine. We don't all have to be best buds. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. But you might find something from like neurodivergent that appeals or whatever. And it kind of works because as a community, wider community, beyond even the Autistic Cats, we're pretty strong. Marcy, anyone who's here and isn't on Discord, I can't recommend it enough. It's like this, but more. Yeah, it is. It is. It's worth pointing out that the community closer where there's an atmosphere, where the atmosphere exists. Helen says, I agree, Wendy, but I didn't see Wendy's message. You don't have to watch a live, so why unsub? Sure. Yeah. I'm genuinely curious. I'd like to know why, because probably thousands of people have unsubbed during a live by now. It must be easily over 1,000. Over 2 years. It's not like a cancel event or something. It's like, and it's like, I wonder. There are channels that I will watch, but I won't necessarily watch them live. But I watch the replay of a live while I'm doing something else. You know, I might even be like out and about, and I'll just listen. Might be in Tesco's listening to somebody's live stream recording or whatever. Regular computer. No, you can use your phone. Yeah, it works on a phone as well. The community is really lovely. And like you said, if somebody here hasn't checked out the Patreon Discord yet, it's absolutely wonderful. It is. I don't think people dislike because they don't like your content. They don't want old live streams in the feed. Interesting. So you think it might be because it was a live stream from like a week ago or whatever. It's not that old. And then they click it and unsub in it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. And not be reminded by your lives. I don't have the channels. Layla, interesting. Yeah. Okay, could be that. I think you're probably right. I think you're on the right, just because I feel emotionally. I think that's possibly right. I'll do that, and you can see Polly. Oh, there you go. Sorry, Polly. Did I offend you? Should we try the vacuuming again? No, maybe later. Live stream's compulsory viewing for me. Oh, don't feel that. Don't feel too strong. don't put the pressure on yourself. All I'm going to say is I make no promises as to the quality. But I understand why people don't do them. Autistic YouTubers, I mean, I get it. It's a lot. Even talking to people is a lot. That conversation with Sam was a bit interesting because that went on for a while. That was pretty good. And I'm also kind of like annoyed because Sam drops this cliffhanger that I want to know about. I will literally, I need to know what's going on. So yeah. Needless to say, I have some exciting stuff in the pipeline. Some of it for Tuesdays. Some of it more general. And I sound entitled, but I am so annoyed by life getting in the way. So I just want to get my plans done. I just want to get my shit done. I was impressed that she felt able to say when she didn't want to talk about certain topics. Yeah. Yeah, Sam was very good at self-advocating for herself. That was the first time we'd actually spoken as a speak. I heard a ding, which is probably a subscribe. That's how rare it is. That's how rare a sub is on a stream. Oh. Yeah, life getting in the way. You've got something similar you're dealing with, and I get it. Yeah, it's just... Miss Megan. Looking for a chance to choose from the recommends in topic and pick ones that vibe best to me. Some channels to show like this one, subscribe. I can highly recommend Thomas Henley as well. Thomas Henley is very chill. He recently restarted his YouTube. Worth checking out. You'll have to Google for it or YouTube search Thomas Henley. You'll find it. I can recommend him. I use a background voice and feeling part of something while I put around the house for myself. Perfect. 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 I do something similar. Does anyone want to hear Chris Packham saying autistic AF? Oh, I don't have it on my phone. No. Never mind. Okay. We'll get back to it. If you unsubscribe and resubscribe, it won't clock on the notification ding thing, which I need to fix and make the overlays work again. If you do, it's on the Discord. I posted it on the Discord, so you have to go find it. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe. If you're new here, you might want to sub to the channel. There is a live stream every Tuesday at this time. If you're here now, it's live. If you're watching this afterwards, it's whenever this was on. So you're going to have to do some mathematics. But basically, it's Tuesday about 7:30 p.m. GMT, so London, UK time. If you're ahead of that, if you're behind that, figure it out. Sometimes I post all of the time zones. I need to get more organized. I'm aware I've got so much going on that I want to figure out what's going on. I was here today. What have I missed? I feel like I'm part of a different reality conversation to everyone else. That feeling is why I do ultra low latency streams. I've got cat fluff on my face. Ollie! It's whenever Pol's here. Because the fluff is always white. Like, it's all her fluff. She sheds. There's stuff I need to remember. I should write stuff down. I should write stuff down and then I can read it out. Okay. That should happen. Ultra low latency is where the stream, you're literally hearing it in real time. This is like a real-time stream. Normally, YouTube streams are in what they call normal latency. So what it means from a stream quality perspective is the quality of the stream is actually a tiny bit lower because it's just too fast. It also means that closed captions can't work because the stream is just too quick. The computers can't process the closed captions fast enough. So that accessibility feature is missing. I will look into it in more detail later on, but you can't have closed captions this fast. Yeah, and this is live. This is very live. If something bad happens, there's no opportunity to stop it before it's gone out. You've heard it. You've seen it. It's dangerously live. Ultra low latency is for like... I'm reading the chat in real time. This is very, very live. Okay? That's what ultra low latency means. So no 4K, no 1440p, no closed captions. It's just ultra low. I've always used ultra low latency. If I put it onto low or normal, then there'll be a bit of latency between you guys and me, basically. There'll be a disconnect. So for example, when I did the chat with Sam, that could have just been normal. That could have just been normal latency. Because neither of us could keep up with the chat and talk to each other at the same time. Please don't lick your butthole in front of me, Sabes. Please. I don't want to put him off because he's obviously having a shower, but right there. Cats, man. He's washing the rest of his leg now. Good. Yeah, keep licking. Don't continue. Continue the lick. There we go. Good. Lick, all clean. Oh, he's all clean now. He's finished. He's all washed. It was the fastest shower ever. Imagine that. You've been able to lick yourself clean. Do you want to do your tail? Your tail is... Trying to get the tail on the camera. No. Leave you there. Sabes? You okay? You look a little bit... I feel like he's getting older, you know? You're not feeling we're getting a bit older? They're sort of moving into a different phase of cat life, you know? He's just looking more like he wants to sit down and read a newspaper and do a crossword and smoke a pipe, you know? As opposed to just leaping around. Thanks for explaining. Yeah, no worries. The chat highlight in the window is very much high latency. The chat highlight? Oh, yeah. This chat here, this is from Stream Elements. This is a third-party app that's loading that in and then displaying it as a web page that I'm putting on with a bit of opacity on top. That's all that's all that is, yeah. I could try, maybe, if I remember, in future weeks, moving to low latency as opposed to normal or ultra low. And then, you know, because that will re-enable a few things like closed captions and so on. So I'm figuring this out as we go along. Yeah. Closed captions is a thing. I just cannot enable it with ultra low. It's too fast. It's disabled. Cannot be enabled. Right. Okay. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. and I dare say eat a Greg's sausage roll. Imagine being able to lick yourself clean. Well, yeah, look, if you could lick yourself clean as opposed to going in the shower, you know, like a cat, effectively, it'd be great, wouldn't it? I've been shadow banned, says Kitty in the Garden, who evidently hasn't. In fact, I don't even know what that would look like. So there is YouTube's got some funny comment issues going on today. I'll be looking into it later. I'm sure they'll post a notice letting people know in about, I don't know, a couple of days. They'll be like, oh, there was an issue and we fixed it now. And we're like, yeah, no shit. Thanks, guys. Yeah. So what we'll do is, rather than go to a 2-minute break, we'll go to after party and I'll see some of you there. We'll play some games, do whatever, but I can promise you this: the chat will actually work. It won't not work. It'll work. See you there. Should we say like 4 minutes? It's long enough to grab a sausage roll and a cup of tea. 1/4 the hour. Let people know on the Discord. Let them know. Please. Thank you. Sorry for the comments, you know, technical issues. It is YouTube, not me. It's Google. 3 minutes. We'll start the after party in about 3 minutes. Bye.